Hi, Sagittarius. This is Lee, Fresh Astrology. Um, it says that we're live, but oh, there it goes. The ticker was not going. Want to make sure that we're recording before I speak. So this is Lee at Fresh Astrology. We're doing a live stream experiment here. Feel free to ask questions. You have that capability with this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read to you the transits for the month so you know what they are, but I want to also tell you where you can go look at them very easily. These tools, it's so nice to have technology at our fingertips. You can find lists of transits in many different areas, but a good, quick kind of overall kind of the highlights of the month you can find at cafeastrology.com for their current month transits. So anybody can look at that, and you can have it more at your fingertips too. So September 10th, Jupiter is quincunx the true node, and we'll talk about that. September 14th, we've got 3 things happening at least. These are just the highlights they give. You have to understand astrology is very complex, and many other things are going on. This is just what they've pulled out to focus on. But September 14th, we have full moon in Pisces, Mercury enters Libra, Venus enters Libra. So 3 things on the same day, which makes that day a little more exceptional. September 18th, Saturn direct. September 21st, Jupiter square Neptune. September 23rd, Sun enters Libra. And then on the 28th, we have 2 things going on. We have Saturn opposition true node and new moon in Libra. So let's take a look. So now I'm going to shift to the chart that I pull up. It's just for people who don't know, there's a software where you can plug in data and you can pull up a chart to your liking. What I do here is I pull that chart up and then I interpret it the way I do, just with my own interpretation. So, because we're doing this live, there may be more pauses because I'm kind of staring at the chart. But let's see. Let me get kind of an overview by just staring at this. Yeah, let's see. I'm focusing more on the 14th in the month and looking at the big transition points where we have more going on. So the area that's lit up for you, Sagittarius, is this area that has to do with home and work. So that can mean a variety of things because these areas of home and work also symbolize other things. They can symbolize issues going on with your parents, maybe with your own parenting, but more likely your parents, some stuff going on. One parent may have issues that cause them to move or to need to move. Maybe that's not going to be true for everyone, but that could be true that a parent needs to move or there's an issue with a parent. That's very public. A lot of people know about it. It's not private. There could be surgery or pain involved. For example, so that doesn't scare you too much. For a parent, maybe they have like a painful knee, that you hear about this a lot with somebody who's aging, that their knee starts to hurt and then they have some kind of knee procedure. It could be something like that. Or maybe it's elective surgery. They just want to have something done and it's not something very serious necessarily, but there could, and it's not going to be true for everybody, but there is that possibility that parents need something. Then other ways this could impact you personally. There could be something to do with you moving or selling a house or people coming and going through your home. Some people may need to move for work reasons. So some people are doing that. This is a time of year when it can be common. There are a couple times a year for each sign when they're more likely to be in a new job, more likely to be interviewing. This is such a time for you. So you may have gotten a new job. You may have gotten a new title. You may be looking for a job. Another possibility is there's just a lot going on with your work life. There could be if you have your own company or side gig, you could be, I want to give you the sense of it can mean many things. So you could have a day job, but this could also speak to your hobby or a company you're starting on the side. You may have like some other thing you want to do, and there could be a lot of activity around that. It's a big time to launch. If you have a product you want to launch or a marketing campaign, this is a good time to launch that. It's a time if you are trying to reinvent yourself or think about your career or how you are going to move through the world. This is a time when you can contemplate and maybe take action on and even meet people and talk to people who can help you figure out how you want to shape your career or move through the world. Mentors or coaches or maybe a boss who's helping you or work colleagues, but it's a time when people could be helping you as well. So you're not alone. There's this feeling of not being alone is what I want to say. And your career is the news, but it's based on, like, if you're like, well, I'm just going to college, or I haven't even graduated college, I don't have a career yet. It has to do with your value system. I think for a lot of Sagittarius people, your work life is transforming based on your evolving value system. And increasingly through 2008, 19, and 18, we can go back that far, and really since 2009, you've been in this major transformation with your value system. And at first it was like a crushing, like a smashing of your value system and your sense of values, and kind of a moment of disillusionment in 2009 forward, this huge disillusionment. But last year and moving forward, it's a time of rebuilding. So you're starting to piece back together who you are, what you stand for. And it's a very important process. You're learning a lot that's helping you shape your value system. And I think many, if not all, Sagittarius people are going to be very influenced by their values in terms of how you earn money. You will want to earn money in a way that feels authentic to you and is in alignment with your values. Very, very important to you. You do have this year with your patron planet and the planet of luck, they say, Jupiter in your sign. So it's been a good year, even if it hasn't always felt like it. I know a number of Sagittarius people personally, and I know that Jupiter, and I know from my own experience with Jupiter going through my sign, that it's not all rainbows and lollipops and kittens and puppies. It's a little of both. It's some rainbows, lollipops, kittens, and puppies, but it's also bigger than that. And, there's more to life than that. And so it can be hard too, especially given that we all have Saturn and Pluto coming together and creating this huge transformation for all of us. So you can't escape that while Jupiter's going through your sign. For you, what it happens to mean is that your luck is going to come through your own personal transformation, through really aligning with your value system. Your value system is directly equates, let me see if I can say this, aligning with your moral values, and not values that come from a church, and not values that come from outside of yourself, but yours, deep within, what you care about and will defend, and what you will make happen for people because you care about it. Your own sense of justice, that's deep within you, not anybody else's. That will be how you make money. So value, you think of the word value. Value has to do with money and gold, and in old times, weighing up gold, and weighing jewels, weighing things at value. That is directly intertwined with your actual moral sense of right and wrong. So if you're misaligned there, and you're doing work that doesn't align with what you really, really believe, your financial situation suffers. Even if you're wealthy, you think of yourself as wealthy, you actually aren't getting the same benefit from your stuff or from your income as you would if you were aligned with your values. So that's an important thing, especially for the Sagittarius who wants to be able to earn money and enough to sustain him or herself. You have to align with your values deeply. And there may be things about that make you think, trying to think how to word this. Some of you may think you can't do work that aligns with your values because you have beliefs like, well, this is just the way the world is. I wish I could work aligned with my values, but I can't because that's the way the world is. That's a faulty set of thoughts. The world is the way you make it, first of all. The world is not just some way where you have to. That's a really poor excuse. I have to tell you, for all of us, not just you, for all of us to think, well, that's just the way the world is. I wish my job and what I go out and do in the world and my actions could be aligned with the values, but they can't because that's the way the world is a really shoddy excuse. And it's not true. The world is the way we make it. So don't let your thoughts and belief systems from long ago that maybe were created through how you were raised or just how you grew up, don't buy that because it's not true. The world is the way you make it. So do you want a world that aligns with your values or do you not? And I think most of you do. I think most Sagittarius people are very aligned. They want to be in alignment with their values because those values run deep for a Sagittarius. So don't think that's the way the world is. It's not true. The world is the way you make it. There's no way the world is. It's what you decide it is. That's a very important message. And it plays into, there's some, whatever's going on with family, home transitions, family transitions, job transitions. It's all related to this whole value equation for you, and something about your future, the future of your career and how you move through the world is related and intertwined with stuff going on with family, stuff from your past, and how you see yourself, how you think people see you. There may be some cleaning up in your own mind around how you think people see you. In fact, the cleanup should be not trying to figure out how people see you, but to just not care about how people see you, to just, how do you see yourself? It's a going in. How do you see yourself and how do you want to see yourself? Oh, hi. So we have Torvis is starting a new job in Miami. Oh, great. Congratulations. I hope that works out for you. So the question moving forward is less and less, how do people see me and how do I want people to see me? It's how do I see myself and how would I like to see myself? Because however I do see myself right now, if I have some negative beliefs about myself and you have negative beliefs about yourself, you can change that. You can start to believe better things about yourself. You can change the way you see yourself. And I think that too, and I think what helps a Sagittarius do this is to start aligning with your values. Because because you respect that. You respect your value system. And when you're fully aligned with your values, you just automatically have a deep respect for yourself. And you can see that part of you really like about yourself. You can start there, because there may be things you don't like about yourself. You may not like, if you have love handles, or you're not as toned as you want to be, or you don't like your hair, or you don't like whatever, whatever it is, some surfacey thing. Start with your values, because I think when people align with their values, they automatically feel better. And then they know there's a certain truth there. They see who they are with more clarity when they're aligned with their values. That's where you start to like yourself and see yourself differently. When you're in like a disalignment, misalignment, malalignment with values, you don't like yourself as much. So, and it's not just having a sense of values, it's acting from your values, speaking from your values. If you believe all people should be treated with respect and talked to in a kind way, and you're not talking to everybody kindly, or you believe people shouldn't be judged, that, we shouldn't judge people harshly, you don't want to be judged harshly, yet you find yourself judging people, there's this horrible disconnect with your values inside, and you start to not like yourself. So it really starts internally, this journey toward seeing yourself in a way that appeals to you. And when you see yourself in a way that appeals to you, others will too. In fact, others probably already see more positive things about you than you think, but you can't think about what others think. You got to think about what do I think of myself? Do I really buy my own story? Do I really buy it? Am I just saying I like myself and I'm practicing self-love, or, just saying it because it sounds good and I think that's what everybody's supposed to do? Or do I really believe it? Am I in alignment? Yeah, so the full moon could be the conclusion of a work project, finishing work on something, maybe finishing something at home. And then the new moon is about really opening up to what your future could be. What can my future be? What could it look like? It's like your world is opening up. Toward the end of September and October, your world opens up. And this will be a major time of transformation coming up for you, leading into the new year, where your world really opens up and your eyes open in a different way. And it helps you begin to see everything differently, the world differently, people differently, and also yourself. And meanwhile, this whole aligning with your values thing continues to be your biggest lesson, and the thing you really are encouraged to do, because you'll feel better if you do. And I do think so there's some new job opportunities, new jobs, more money coming your way later. But first, this other stuff has to happen. You have to start going inside. How do I see myself? How do I judge myself? Am I in alignment? And then I think the outer world will come in toward the end of September and into October, and stuff. There will be some transitions going on that really open up your world, and just be looking forward to that. But in the meantime, stay inward. Really work with how you see yourself. Journal out, like, how do I see myself? And be willing to write all the negatives because they're there. And really take a look, like, this is how I see myself. Would I see a child or a friend or somebody I love that same with this amount of harshness? Really take a look at how you judge yourself. I think that's an important thing for all of us all the time, but it seems to be a theme with you. All right, take care, guys. Have a wonderful September.